Hi everyone, welcome to Dinner with JP. My name is JP and tonight's recipe is a beef salad. So what we'll do is start straight away. No, we're not going to waste any time. So let's put my lovely apron again. So let's go through the ingredients for tonight's recipe. So we start with, if I can put my apron properly, there we go. We've got olive oil. We've got paprika, we've got some peat olives, we've got mustard, sea salt, balsamic vinegar, then we've got some parmesan, we've got some eggs, 1 egg. We've got some salad onions, we've got some tomatoes, bag of mixed salad, we've got some sun-dried tomatoes. Now, they are in oil, but if you got them in a jar, they're exactly the same, so that's fine, no worry. And then, we've got the beef, okay, some beef steak. Right, so let's start straight away. So, as usual, I'm cooking in my own pace. If you find it too quickly or you can't keep the pace, just press pause on your screen and carry on the task. And when you're ready, carry on and press start again. Okay? Now for the cooking, we do 2 pans tonight. One for cooking the egg and one for the beef. Okay? Now, before we start anything, we need to put the beef to cook. So what we're going to do is put of olive oil. There we go. A bit of olive oil at the bottom of the pan. Okay. And you put it on the fire. Now put it not too hot. I'll say probably 6 out of 10. Just because oil is always a bit tricky when you, if it's too hot, you can actually burn yourself, so we don't want to do that. So let's start with the steak. Oh, sorry, forgot. We need to put the egg to cook as well. So put some hot water in the pan. Now, eggs should be cooked. I mean, I cook my eggs about 3.5, 4 minutes, or maybe a bit more. Actually, this one probably a bit more because it's it has to be sort of. You'll see what we're going to do at the end. So put it on high and let's cook the egg. Now, make sure I got it right. Yeah. So let's start with the meat. Now, again, don't forget whenever you cut raw meat somewhere on a board or on a plate or wherever you do, make sure you clean properly afterwards because this is how you get sick. So you take the meat and you cut it in very small strips. So like that. Now, if you got like I've got here some nerve, just cut them off because you don't really want to. That could be quite tough otherwise. Okay, so that's white here, which is the nerves of the on the meat. So cut it in small strips like that. Okay. Actually, I was watching the other night a movie called Julie and Julia, one or the other. It's about a woman from the 40s, I think it was, or 60s. She wanted to cook, and it's really, really funny with great sense of humor and how she follow another girl in our time now who actually follow the cooking. There we go. And I went to see as well The Iron Lady, which was a good movie. My other half loved it. I thought it was a bit too much about dementia more than anything else. Which is a bit of a shame really, because she's achieved so much in her lifetime. You got some sort of look back at what she's done, but not as much as they were taking look at dementia. She's a shame really. I think she's a great woman. So we've cut the beef in small pieces. There we go. Now, you see, I'm going to have to leave this because this is all nerves. So you don't want to cook this. So that should be enough. Okay. So, same again, the beef is there. I'm going to take a little bowl. So I've got a bowl here. If you got, you know, something very similar, don't worry too much about exactly the same. Just put the beef in the bowl. Now make sure it's not too big because we want everything to be together. A bit of black pepper. And we put some paprika on the beef. Now I love paprika because it's one of those great spice. Now don't be afraid, you know, don't put too much, but there's no really, you can't really judge how much. You just make sure that all the beef strips are covered in paprika and black pepper, like so. Okay. Here we go, it's ready. Okay, I'm just going to wash my hands. So my oil is hot now. The egg is getting warmer. And we've been cooking for now 6 minutes. So we're doing well, very well. So what you do, you take the beef, okay? Now you do be careful when you do this because it's hot, very hot oil, and this is how you burn yourself. So very slowly, you take each strip of beef and put them in the pan. You can then hear sort of the whistling, which is good. It means it's cooking. Lovely. There we go. So same again is with one more recipe. You can't really find it in the book. Well, you can't find it in the book. It is all from my invention. So if you want more details, please look at my blog. So you got all the recipes. And don't forget, you can always pick up a recipe from another day if you want to, because all the recipes and the videos will be on the blog for a while afterwards. Okay, so that's cooking very nicely. Very good. I'm going to put it a bit higher, about 8 now, because the beef is inside, so it's easier. Right. So what we're going to do next, I'm going to take one of my glass bowl, okay, and I'm going to do the vinaigrette for the salad. So if you just carry on a little bit, make sure the heat is a bit higher now because it needs to sort of brown. So there we go, leave it there for now. So we're going to do the vinaigrette. Now the vinaigrette is my recipe. Now this is how I do it. If you want to do a different way, just do it a different way, but this is how I do it. So first of all, I take a small glass. So just a tumbler will do. That's enough for that. So what you do, you put, I'll say probably about olive oil. Yeah, about a quarter of the glass. So you can see, quarter of a glass olive oil. This is my own recipe from years and years ago. And then you put some balsamic vinegar. Now, fairly generous amount. So it's probably like a little quarter of it. I hope you can see properly. There we go. And then you put the mustard. So I'll say 1 spoonful. 1 forkful, sorry. There we go. A little bit of salt, not too much, and to finish, some black pepper. There we go. Oh, the beef is cooking nicely, lovely. It's got a lot of juice coming out. That's normal. Okay. There we go. So this is my little trick. So you use in the glass, you put your hand on the top, make sure it's closed properly, and you shake. Like so. And you've got your vinaigrette. Okay? This is an old-fashioned way for me to do it. I've been praised many, many times with my vinaigrette, so sometimes I put a little dash, a little cream inside, But because it's January and we're on diet, we are not going to put any cream whatsoever. Because Christmas has been very generous to us again this year, so last year. So that's the vinaigrette ready. So next thing we're going to do is to cut the spring onions. So as before, you cut the end tip of the onions. So a little batch like that. Cut them, put them in the same level, cut them off. Oops, there we go. Cut them off again. There we go. So you've got the ends put in the bin. Now, as I said before, spring onions are very good, but you can only eat a certain part of it, not all of it. So as you see, I'm cutting. That's it. This is where I stop. Because otherwise it's not very nice, the end of it. Now don't forget, I'm putting in the bin because I'm not going to use them again. But you can easily take all those pieces of vegetables, put them in the hot water with salt, pepper, and make a soup out of it. So it's always very nice to have something like that for lunch when you go to work. Morning, you just put it together, bit of mixers through, and that's it. Now take the spring onions, put them in the bowl. That's it. Then we're going to cut the tomatoes as I call them all the time. Take the top off. Now put them in small pieces again. You know, not too big or not too small, just big enough to be noticed in the salad. Now the beef is more or less ready now. I'm just going to reduce the heat now to half, so it keeps warm, but it's actually not cooking anymore. Just looking at the egg, yeah, we've got another 3 minutes probably. Yes, 3 minutes. So let's finish the tomatoes. There we go. Nearly done. Oh, it's a lovely smell. The beef is absolutely lovely. We've done the tomatoes. Oh, last one. There we go. Give it a good clean again. As I said before, I use those antiseptic, antibacterial swipes. They're quite cheap in the shop, but actually do wonder because they actually do kill every single thing. And it's not dangerous, there's no bad chemicals in it. So there we go. I actually saw the other day, you can actually buy now some water which is, I don't know if it really works, it's electrified water, which actually kill bacteria without any chemicals, which I think is wonderful, really. So we're going to put the sun-dried tomatoes in. Now we don't want any of the oil on this one. So what I'm going to do is just put the oil in the sink, like so. I mean, doesn't matter if it's a little bit of oil, but we don't want too much. Okay. So put the tomatoes, sun-dried tomatoes in the bowl. We're done. Now again, if they're from a tin, just put probably half a tin of sun-dried tomatoes. The way I cook, I don't really sort of weigh ingredients. It's more how you wish to have, in your cooking basically. I'm going to switch off the beef now. So switch off the beef. It should be ready. Nice little strip of beef, nice and tender. There we go. And we put it aside so it doesn't cook anymore. So we've got our salad. This is what it looks like. So we've got all the ingredients. I'm just going to put fiolis in there. Try them first. Yep. Only opened this a couple of days ago. Now the beauty of my cooking is I use more or less the same ingredients, not all the time, but very similar, so there's no waste. I hate wasting, so there we go. Few leaves, don't count them, just put enough in the bowl to make sure it's tasty. So we've done more or less everything now. Now I'm just going to open my Parmigiano, as they call them in Italy, ready to go. Now you can actually buy it already grated, but I bought it ungrated, and I just realized I don't know where my grater is. Never mind, we'll do the old-fashioned way with a spoon. Oh, there it is. Find it. So it's ungrated, but you can actually buy it grated as well. So next thing is you take your vinaigrette, you put it all over the vegetables, and give it a good mix. Okay. There you go. Quite oily, but by the time you put the salad in, it'll be fine. So now what we're going to do is the egg. Now the egg should be cooked now. Yeah, it should be cooked. So you take the egg off and you run it under the cold tap for a few minutes. And those few minutes should be just enough time for me to read a couple of messages again. I've had quite a lot of attention lately. I must say, very pleased. Thank you very much, everyone. It's been great, a lot of emails. I picked two of them. I've got Jack from Somerset. Say hi to a friend. Okay, that's what he says. Then we've got David from London. Say happy birthday to his girlfriend Jo. And I believe, now I'm not 100% sure because I didn't listen myself, but somebody told me that dinnerwithjp.com was mentioned on the breakfast show nationally today. So I won't say a name because I'm not too sure if it's true or not, but somebody mentioned it that they had a little talk about it. So hopefully I shall send some emails tomorrow. Maybe they're interested of getting involved with me. Who knows? But this is my message for today. Right. The egg should be fairly cold now. Yes, it is. Okay. So you take the egg, which is cooked now. Okay. Then obviously you peel it. So I always peel it on a plate because I hate the idea of having some eggshell everywhere. So it's peeling nicely. There we go. Now don't be afraid with an egg. It's always okay. A little trick with the egg, when you peel it, make sure there's no shelf left on it. You just run it on the top, under the tap water, cold tap water again. There we go. So I've got my egg here ready. Take it off the shelf. And now what we need to do, we need to set it up. So I'm just going to put it here. So you take your plate, you take your salad, okay, and then you put your salad at the bottom of the plate, like so, not too much, because we don't want to turn it into something with green, so known as a cow. Then you take, with your clean hand of course, your vegetables. There you go, put it on the plate like that. You see what I mean by the fat? Actually, you release most of the oil at the bottom of the... Okay, make sure you got a good selection. So enough for two. Okay, so that's it for... Then you take some of your beef and with a fork, just take strips and put them on the top like that. This one doesn't want to move. There we go. So make sure you go equal for you and whoever you're cooking for, because otherwise it creates arguments. Mother half does it from time to time. You're always saying that I'm trying to give less. And then what you do, you cut your egg in two, then in two again. Okay, so we get quarters. Like that, and you put them on a plate, and you grate some lovely Parmesan cheese on the top. There we go. And that's it. You've got your beef salad, JP's beef salad. I'll say it's my own recipe, so hopefully you like it. Don't forget to watch the videos again if you want some more information about dinnerwithjp.com. You got a list as well on the blog on the previous pages with all the ingredients that you need, which are called recommended ingredients. And I hope you have a lovely evening. Oh, just in case, and I'm non-drinking January, so I'm not drinking at the moment, but I recommend a nice Chardonnay from Australia today. Chardonnay goes very, very well with the beef. Now, you can have red wine as well if you want to. I will go for Cabernet Sauvignon if I go for a red wine. So I hope you have a lovely evening, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.